am making this video on the 22nd at 8 a.m. so I still have about 10 hours until the item shop refreshes, and I feel like I'm going to lose the codename Elf. Guys, can we get an RIP in chat for an OG codename Elf? How many Christmas skins have we lost? How many Christmas skins are we going to lose? Well, I guess codename Elf is the only one left. And I really hope it doesn't come out. I know I'm being selfish. I got every other one of the Christmas skins, so hopefully they just keep the codename Elf out of the game like they did with the Gold Trooper, and I'll have the only OG Christmas skin left. That would be amazing, but I felt like this video was necessary to make 15 best Christmas skin combinations with back blings. The OG ones only. From the Yuletide Ranger all the way up to the crack shot and everything in between. I really don't say this often, but make sure if you're not, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and drop a like on this video. Tell me what your favorite Christmas skin combination is, and how many of these Christmas skins have you purchased? I know my friends who don't buy many skins, they have purchased almost every single one of them. So starting out at my number 15 spot, I felt like it was necessary to start out with the Yuletide Ranger because I don't feel like he has the best combinations, but I had to give the Royale flags to this man, put it on his back, and see how it looked. I feel like this isn't a perfect combination by any means, but the Royale flags with the Yuletide Ranger, there's nothing really that goes amazing on his back. I don't know why his shoulders are so high up on his body. Like they're like his traps are extending over his shoulders. If you guys don't know what traps are, they're the muscles on your back that can extend over your shoulders if you're flexing. This man's traps are over his head. How is that possible? But really, that makes it hard to find combinations with this guy that actually look good. I feel like the Royale flags really cover up those shoulders, and I think it's a decent combo. I really don't like the Royale flags that much. I mean, I really like them. They just don't go well with a ton of other skins out there. But the Yuletide Ranger is definitely something I would recommend you try it out with. One thing I did want to say, I didn't add any combinations in this video that I didn't come up with personally, because I know a ton of other YouTubers out there already made this video or a similar video to it, so I only made my combinations up, which I always do. I just thought I would mention it. But I had to give it at our number 14 spot to the Ginger Gunner with the Ballistic. It's a very simple back bling. Honestly, the Ballistic and the Royale flags, I really don't like them as back blings on most characters, but I do feel like the Ginger Gunner needs a very simple back bling so you can see the rest of her design. I don't feel like covering up her design at all, and I feel like this is a really good combination for that. Use something very simple on the Ginger Gunner, whether it be a very small back bling, a shield, or something else that is very, very tiny on her back. That's what I recommend. Moving on to my number 13 spot, I had to give it to the crack shot with the deep fried back bling. This isn't the perfect combination, and one thing I do want to mention, I feel like the crack shot's design is really good for the top half of his body, but the bottom half kind of looks weird from the back. It looks like he literally just, he's the flattest man alive back there, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And honestly, I don't look at it when it's there, but I do notice it when it's gone. And really, I notice it so much here. It's almost like his butt cheeks are indented. Like, they don't stick out, they're indented. But I do think this is a good combination. Honestly, higher up on our list, I do have something that covers up that butt on the crack shot, but you know what? I'll give it to him. That butt cheeks indent, I mean, it's looking pretty nice. Moving on to my number 12 spot, I had to give it to the Nogops with the Burgle Bag. In my eyes, the Burgle Bag is somewhat similar to the Ballistic, and I feel like you shouldn't be covering up too much of the Nogops or the Ginger Gunner's design with a huge cape or a huge back bling that like drapes over their whole body. Let their body breathe a little bit with a tiny back bling. That's how I feel for both of these skins, and those are the choices I ended up making. The Burgle Bag does look a little bit better on the Nogops than the Ginger Gunner in my eyes, but if you want to change them out, interswap them, I feel like that's a good choice as well if you want to try it out at the very least. Moving on to my number 11 spot, I gave it to the Red-Nosed Raider with the Hatchling back bling. Whenever I get an opportunity to use this back bling, I am using it, and this is a combination for the ages. It's not my favorite, but I really do like it, and honestly I love the Hatchling so much that I was thinking about putting this higher up on the list, but I feel like it's not the perfect color scheme match. It's close enough, but it's not perfect enough where I would put it way high up on this list just because I really like it. But I really do like it. I think there is a better combination with the Red-Nosed Raider though. At my number 10 spot, I had to give it to the Marauder with the Frozen Shroud cape. I feel like any cape design looks really great on the Marauder. In reason, I mean the Spirit cape. That personally doesn't look good in my eyes, but I think there are a lot of great capes that you can use with the Marauder. I actually have one more higher up on this list. I know I'm giving away a lot of stuff in this video, but I just can't wait to say it. Marauder Frozen Shroud, I've seen this combo before. This is the only one that I've seen before that I added on this list, but honestly, I really do love it. Moving on to my number 9 spot, I had to give it to the Codename Elf with the Calavera back bling. Codename Elf's color scheme is very abrasive like a few other skins out there, to the point where he doesn't really go well with a ton of other back blings. Not even like all black back blings that typically go just perfectly with every skin. But I feel like there are a few different combinations you can pick with the Codename Elf, and Calavera is definitely one of them. That green color matches up pretty nicely, and the Calavera also has some yellow on it, and I mean that just fits perfectly with the Codename Elf. There are a few other colors that stick out on this back bling, but I actually like that about it. I'm glad it doesn't just completely blend in with his skin. I'm glad it stands out a little bit, and I do like this back bling. I'm glad I was able to use it. Moving on to my number 8 spot, I gave it to the Ginger Gunner with the hip shakers. Honestly, I felt dirty even thinking about leaving this one off the list. I feel like this one should be higher up because it's just such a perfect match, but honestly the hip shakers are somewhat plain. I didn't really like it all that much on this skin, but I feel like it's just too perfect even if I don't love the back bling to leave off this list. Its color scheme is just there. It's just such a nice combo, and I really do think the hip shakers look good with the Ginger Gunner. I just wanted to leave it off the list because I did think it was somewhat of a plain combo. Moving on to my number 7 spot, I had to give it to the Yuletide Ranger with the Bat Attitude. And honestly guys, it was very difficult finding perfect combinations with the Yuletide Ranger. I think this is his best one. You know, it's a weird choice, but it doesn't like go too high up on his back. It doesn't go too low on his back. It just fits in nicely. It looks pretty cool, and I do like the Bat Attitude for something different. Honestly, I couldn't find the best combination with the Yuletide Ranger, so if you have anything you want to leave in the comment section, any sort of combos you want me to try out, please do it. I've seen people use the Scaly with this skin. I can't see myself ever doing that or recommend people actually use that combo, but maybe there's something else out there. Honestly, the Frozen Shroud looked pretty good on him, but there weren't a ton of other capes that looked good enough for me to recommend you use. Moving on to my number 6 spot, I gave it to the Nogops with the Royale Shield. I'm honestly surprised I don't see this combo more often. This is a combo I'm actually going to use fairly often from now on. If I ever use the Nogops, I will be using the Royale Shield. I think it's his best combination easily. And I'm really surprised, like, I just can't see myself not using this combo, or at least taking a look at it and being like, wow, how has no one found this? How has no one used this? I bet there's some people out there who've seen gameplay of this combo and I'm just making up crap right now. But honestly, one of my favorite combos, especially with the Nogops. I love it. Moving on to my number 5 spot, I gave it to the Crackshot with the Venturion cape. The Venturion cape's color scheme isn't perfect with the Crackshot. It does have sort of that yellow tannish color. I don't know exactly what that is. Maybe a vanilla color. Vanilla tan, is that a color category? But it does have a very similar color scheme to his hat. And since that's basically the only thing you can see except for his red arms and shoulders and that hair, I mean, the color scheme matches up fairly well, I would say. I really love this combo with the crack shot. I personally don't like using this cape all that much, but if you love this cape, I think this is a combination for the ages. Moving on to my number 4 spot, I had to give it to the Merry Marauder and the Enduring Cape. Usually I'll have an explanation to why I think something looks so good, but this one, the color scheme isn't necessarily there, the texture isn't there. Like, the Enduring Cape has such a different texture than the Merry Marauder, but somehow, some way, it just meshes up so nicely together, and I really do like this combo. This is another combo you will see me using in the near future. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I gave it to the Codename Elf with the Loyal Shield. Guys, the Loyal Shield was literally made for the Codename Elf. Epic Games realized I didn't have enough combinations for the Codename Elf, so they're like, here, take this. This is the perfect combination. Honestly, the shield doesn't work out with a ton of skins out there. Maybe it looks good on a bunch of white skins or something, maybe some black skins. But if you're going for the same or similar color scheme, the Codename Elf really is one of your only options. I love this. I love the shield because I can use it with my Codename Elf. It's perfect. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I had to give it to the Ginger Gunner with the Dark Bag. To me, you could use the Dark Bag or the Bright Bag, but I love the contrast between colors. You know, honestly, the Ginger Gunner has very plain colors. A little bit of red, a tiny bit of green, but mostly brown and white. And that's really all you see. So if you slap on this back bling or the Bright Bag, you're really gonna see those colors stand out on those back blings. I think it looks amazing. You need a small back bling for this skin, and I feel like this is it. Moving on to my number 1 spot, guys, for my favorite Christmas skin, I would say it's Red Nose Raider, number 2 Ginger Gunner. I had to give it to the Bladed Wings with the Red Nose Raider. Guys, honestly, the number 1 spot could not be beat out. I feel like this back bling is just something that doesn't have a ton of combinations, but when you do find that combination with it, you better run with it and you better use this back bling. It's so cool, it's so creative. I love the idea. Thank you, Epic Games, for adding this, because I never would have thought of this idea. I love that there's a little bit of that red rope in there that basically ties it. I mean, it's a rope, so it literally ties it to red skins, and it makes them look a lot better, or it makes the back bling look a lot better as well, I guess. But my favorite combination, if you guys disagree, make sure to drop a comment telling me. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate all the support you guys give me. I love you. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.